let's talk a little bit about coming out. Bree got us there. Because everyone thinks that it's always this hard, horrific, difficult thing, but I think there are moments like Bree is mentioning, and most of my moments were like that. Did you guys have some cool or fun coming out moments, Johnny?
Oh, my parents were extremely liberal. They met in the Peace Corps. They mentioned gay marriage at their wedding in like 1971.
Whoa.
So when I came out to my parents, I chose Christmas morning, as you always should.
Wrap myself in a bow.
I have a gift for you. I like penis. My parents were really down with it, and my mother's first comment was, "I just want to be sure that you have good sex." Thanks, Mom. Did it!
All right, pretty good. Hannah, what about you? Coming out.
Yeah, unfortunately, not super good. In fact, one of the bad ones. But that being said, I think that it's a character building experience. And there's always something that you can gain from something like that. I once was at a panel, speaking on a panel, and the gentleman next to me said something that I'll never forget, which is that even if they don't respect you, you have to give them the respect you deserve. And I felt like that was kind of what you were saying, Bree, about, counter hate with love. And so, yeah, I think it's been good. I came out openly. I'm 26 now. I guess I was 22, but I came out to myself when I was like 20. And so that's kind of how it's been.
Yeah. Do you guys think that we actually get something special because we have to deal with this, that it makes, we have this sort of secret, this shame thing, that when you finally figure out who you are, you end up with a better sense of self. Like you end up getting something really special.
Well, you have to give yourself that sense of self.
Exactly.
Because when you grow up as a heterosexual person, your sexuality is supported by the predominant culture.
And it's
you turn on a
assumed.
television, it's okay to be who you are, it's great to be straight, everything is like, and courtship is celebrated. In fact, your parents are a part of that, your first date and everything. And when you're gay,
not so much.
Not so much.
Well, it just suddenly, you know what I think is such an interesting occurrence is that when you start coming out to people, and the process of coming out never really ends. You come out every conversation where you're like, oh, so do you have a boyfriend? Nope, and girlfriend, actually. But what I think is interesting is that people who love you, and you love too, will think that since they didn't know this part of your personality, the other fundamental aspects of you are going to change. I remember when I came out to my sister, she burst into tears, and she was like, I just don't want you to just become some lumberjack lesbian, yada, yada, yada. She's like, I like who you are.
Yeah.
And it's like, this has nothing to do with who I am on a superficial level.
You actually look like the last person on earth who could hack a tree down.
I think, well, first of all, I'm very, very strong.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
You've got the shirt.
A lumberjack.
Never tell a
The
lesbian
fears
she
have
can't
come
hack a
true.
tree down.
That's right.
That's right.
I feel like I need to come to your defense.
Thanks.
You can hack a tree.
With a tiny
We'll do it
axe.
together.
You can do it. A little Charlie Brown tree.
What about you?
This is contradicting my
coming
mental
out-
image of myself, just FYI.
I think my coming out was actually coming out of my mother into the world. No, I think
homo.
at about age 6, when I wanted to be Billy Idol and be with Susanna Hoffs, that was pretty much a tell to my parents. I think they pretty much embraced it and let me look like Billy Idol as much as I could at 6 years old, being a girl in Connecticut. But you know what? My mom always told me it doesn't matter if they're purple with stripes as long as they make you happy, and she really ingrained that in. And so I think I was actually, in coming out and actually saying it, I was more nervous because I felt stupid. It would be like the equivalent of a straight person being like, Mom, Dad, just to let you know, I'm bringing home a girl. I'm straight.
Right.
It doesn't really have a lot of weight. I want it to be more dramatic.
Yeah, before I get to you guys on this question, I think because we're all somewhat public figures at some level, or we'd like to believe so at least, right? You'd like to believe so?
I'm on television.
Something like
Every
that.
Thursday at 10.
Do you guys,
on AMC.
do you guys feel like you have extra pressure? You were on The Real L Word, and you were sort of like the hit star of the show. Did you feel extra pressure that you could not let the lesbians down?
I cannot let the lesbians down, only myself and my family. That's really what happened. No, I think you kind of get this sense of being a role model. I would probably not like to group myself into that because I kind of was known as the maybe role model. I don't know, but I think it was just about like being myself and being comfortable and showing that, and I happen to be gay, so there you go, lesbians of the
So
world.
before I get to you guys, do you feel the same thing? I mean, with the videos that you put out, do you feel like sometimes it's going to turn the gays against, he should clean himself up, and
Well, I mean, for me, the videos, the biggest thing I get back on videos is that people will now, who are now in their 20s, be like, your video helped me come out when I was in the closet in high school. And that was just me dancing around in rhinestone jeans, pulling naked guys back and forth singing about soccer practice.
Yeah.
But literally again and again, people were like, I was home, everything else was weird, but I saw you, you were tough, you were butch, you pushed those guys around. I thought, wow, I could do that too, I can be gay too.
Yeah.
And I said, you can.
Gay and tough.
You can.
But see, that it
Gay
makes a
and
huge
tough.
difference.
It
I'm on
does.
this reality show now where I travel to tiny little towns out in the middle of nowhere. And in each every one of those towns, there's a gay person. There's a town gay. And a lot of them are featured on the show. We have a lot of gay contestants on the show. And it matters to them if you're in the media and you're yourself. I've gotten the big comment I get from a lot of people in small towns is, thank you for being yourself. And when you see people who are themselves on television, and it empowers people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's about visibility and
Yeah.
relatability, like,
Well,
you know?
Yeah.
You know what I think is just kind of interesting that reminded me of this is I get asked questions all the time from people that are like, why are gay people like this, or why are there gay people like that? Like, why do all gay men love show choir, or something ignorant like that?
Yeah.
And what I always want to say back is like, there are way more gay people than you realize. So certain personality types are more comfortable being themselves, sure, but that doesn't mean that there's not gay accountants.
Yeah, but see, you got it exactly. It's like there's way more gay people than you realize. Like my college roommate said that I was the first gay person she ever met, and I was like, really? Where'd you grow up? She's in Long Island. I said, let's look at your yearbook. So we opened up the yearbook, and I go to the girls' softball page, and then she went, oh.
Get it.
So she'd grown up with gay people her whole life, but she didn't know it.
It'll be really different for our children. You know, they're going to grow up in a world, and it's not going to matter. Your interests and the people that you fall in love with are not, related in a direct way.